Vapidity, Season 1, Episode 12. Episode 12, Caffeine Surprise. Written wholly by Brian Fredwarren McGregor. He was a local guy named Mitch, who worked from home. He was a blogger who performed, so to speak, online as such. He was quite interested in many aspects of online business and commerce too, and even had an arch enemy, as he called him, although they didn't even know what each other looked like. They fought like cat and dog, yet had so much in common, and they did have lots in common. Mutual distrust, crisps and cola. Oh, and they both blogged, as you know. Mitch liked coffee too, and would go for a latte every morning around 9 or thereabouts. He didn't work at anything otherwise. Every morning he would plod downstairs to the premises below his flat, but only to get coffee, and to coffee on up, as he put it. He was served by the same employees, which is why he liked going there, friendly and, oh, the price was good, as too was the coffee. Every morning he would go for his coffee and whinge about his arch enemy with the staff at the coffee shop, who could do nothing more than chuckle at him, as he was quite funny. He would come in and whinge at the same time, almost choking on his coffee, about some of the things she had said to him. His favourite line was always the same: "She's not the quickest cat in the tiles." The staff were laughing so loudly, they just couldn't see straight when he said that. Steve-O and Erica, the staff there, regular ones, often said he gave them bellyaches of laughter. Mitch would say all the time, "She's a darn good guesser. She guessed my hair, and my eyes, and... Then he started his sarcasm, adding, "She even knows I'm a blogger. How she guessed that is beyond me. She's good as in good. Steve-O was a great source of useless information, as was Erica, and Mitch, well, he knew it. More recently, Mitch had been asking for coffee as per usual, but to surprise him, and so they mixed the coffee up, different brands and so forth, which was Erica's idea, to annoy him for always whinging at the place of work, as it made Steve-O whinge too. She didn't like whingers. Steve-O didn't mind whingers, as he admitted he was one himself. Erica would just shudder at both of them. Whingers. All three of them got on good otherwise, as he was as regular as the coffee, it's been said. In any case, Mitch finished his coffee, and then he was away, with half the shop, as Erica put it, with Steve-O adding, "You're not kidding either." Erica was a bit of a comedian, and once said, "The coffee is $2, but he gets the coffee and walks off with all of the sugar, the sweeteners, the spoons, the forks, knives, and anything else consumable or as such at the table." "One of these days," adds Erica, "we will be a table and chairs short at count up at the end of the working day." Well, Steve-O just smirks and raises his eyebrows as yet again Mitch wanders off with his pockets stuffed. Erica then adds, "Next time, Steve-O, tell him to bring a bag. It would be easier than filling his pockets, and he would get more." Good one, adds Steve-O. Mitch gets in several minutes later and is heard laughing loudly, then also sniggering greatly, with all his booty from the coffee shop. Mitch then says, "If only they knew, if only they knew." However, outside at the cafe, Steve and Erica both laugh loudly themselves, saying in reply rather quiet tones of, "Oh, we do," after hearing what he said. Mitch's living room window is rather ajar, and they both are just under his premises at the outside seating area, having a scheduled break during a quieter spell of the day. At this point, Mitch closes the window as he prepares to do a live feed. He now spills everything out of his pocket onto the kitchen worktop, and there's lots of, well, freebies. He then places the napkin down, which has writing on it, although he initially just thinks it's a logo or random scribbles like a coffee order or something to eat. At this point, Mitch checks out the napkin, which says, "Contact us, Mitch. It's regarding coffee. All the best, Steve-O and Erica." There's a number listed, which he texts, and he's told to come down at 7 p.m, just before they close, for a frank discussion and a survey about coffee. If anyone knows coffee, it's him, Mitch, and he knows it. It's roughly 10 a.m. just now, so he does have his blog to do and other internet stuff, which needs done. Then he decides he'll have a snooze before heading down to the cafe at 7 p.m, somewhat later today. At this point now, Mitch is asleep, and has been so for hours. However, his alarm on his phone is about to buzz and waking him up at almost 5 to 7 this evening. The alarm now buzzes and he wakes up fully clothed, as per usual, not too fussed. He heads down to the cafe now at almost 7 o'clock, suited and booted somewhat. Well, okay, somewhat really means that. At this point, Mitch arrives downstairs at the cafe, and outside Steve-O waits with Erica. Steve-O, though, wanders off to get 3 coffees, as she is the manager, although the coffee shop cum cafe is technically closed now. They all know each other and are coffee connoisseurs, so to speak. Mitch gets talking to Erica after sitting down, and Erica asks a few questions about himself for the survey. The last question put the cat amongst the pigeons as such, as she asks, "Mitch, where is your favourite coffee shop?" Which he replies to, "As yours, of course." "And your favourite employee is?" Well, Mitch just shrugs his shoulders and says, "You, Erica, you're like my mate and we get on great." Erica replies, "What, even as an arch enemy, I'm still your mate?" She then laughs loudly. Mitch is shocked but sees the funny side to everything. And yeah, that's a good one. Erica then adds, "Fancy a beer, Mitch?" Mitch says, "Yeah, great," smiling radiantly. Steve-O now appears wobbling all over the place with a tray of coffee, biscuits and other goodies. Erica and Mitch now look at one another, then both say to Steve-O, "Scrap the coffee, Steve-O, and lock up too. We're away for a beer," before laughing somewhat. Steve-O looks puzzled. More puzzled than usual, but totters off back inside after Erica throws the keys, which unbelievably land on the tray. The now new happy couple wander off themselves in search of a bar. "I'm not so bad, huh?" adds Erica, who's met by a reply of, well, I always liked you, Erica. I mean, I was confused." Erica quickly replies with, what? More confused than Steve-O usually is," before laughing loudly again. They smile at each other quite broadly, then continue walking into the darkness and distance of this rather late evening. The End. A Brian Fred Worm McGregor production.